Hi guys. Um so it's actually just been a week since I recorded my last post, and it's been about a week, unfortunately. Actually, no, it's been a good week. Let me look at the positives. So I had a scare. Let me not start crying. Basically, I was on my way to the theatre to see a friend on Monday, and as I came out of the station, I just started walking, and I just felt this gush. So I remember thinking, okay, that's weird. Like my knickers were soaked. So I remember thinking, okay, that's a bit strange. And I thought, okay, don't panic. Like, it's probably discharge. Sorry if anyone out there is that's like, oh my God, this lady's talking about discharge. But, I'm talking about, this is like a pregnancy diary. So talking about what really happens. And then about 10 minutes later, the same thing happened again, another gush. So I get to the theatre and I'm talking to my friend. And I'm like, oh, just some very strange things happening. So I was like, okay, let me go to the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom and I check, and there's blood. And it's a lot. Like, I use the tissue to dab, and the whole thing is just covered in blood, like this light red blood. And so I came out and I was just like, oh, I'm really sorry. We have to go. We have to go. And she was like, what's wrong? So I told her what happened. And then I just started crying. And you know what? First of all, thank God for good friends. I'm not gonna, mention who she is because she doesn't like social media or anything like that. But just thank you so much, because I mean, if I was alone, it would still have been okay because it's whatever. But it just helped that somebody was there to, like, just tell me not to panic and not to, you know just take it easy, and always to think on the positive. So we got in a cab and I went home. First of all, I called the hospital and they were telling me that basically I could go to A&E, accident and emergency, but because of the time of night it was, they wouldn't do a scan and I just have to wait. And what I was thinking was, if I'm having a miscarriage, then what does this mean? How have I come this amount of weeks, like almost 3 months, and this is it, and I just was thinking, I was thinking all sorts, oh, do I call Vite? I don't want him to panic, but how can I not call him? So anyway, so I get home and my mom and my sister are home. My mom's around as well. And, so I go to the bathroom and then they see, and my mom is just kind of like, wow. And then I just start crying, like I'm really crying. And it's so funny because it's only like when you think you're losing something that you really realize how much you wanted it. I mean, obviously, I know I've wanted a child for a while, so especially like during the trying process. So you just think, oh, you finally gotten there, and then but there's just so many hurdles because pregnancy is such an amazing thing, and it's like everybody's body's different. Everyone's body. Oh gosh, someone's calling me. I'm gonna have to decline this call so I can finish this. Sorry. Everyone's body is different. So anyway, what was I saying? So basically, that happened. So I went in the next morning because they said I should come in at 9. And my first midwife appointment was actually the next week. So I went in uh, 2 days ago in the morning to A&E, then spoke to the nurse, told them everything that happened. And the guy was just like, I really hope that the pregnancy is still viable. Um, you know, so I went up with my sister and they did a scan, and man, God is just amazing because the prayers I was firing, I mean, the prayers I pray every day anyway, you know, um, but God really came through. God always comes through, but because I remember thinking they were asking me if there were any clots, and I just said no, there was just blood. And the lady did the scan, and I saw its little like head and its arm, and obviously I hadn't seen that. The last scan I had, it was like a little dots. So I was like, wow, it's actually a baby in there. And they just asked me some questions, and I had some discomfort. and basically the sac where the baby is fine. It hasn't been penetrated, so the blood wasn't coming from there. But in my uterus, there was a bit behind the baby where there's another sac of blood. Why it's there, we don't know. The doctor doesn't know. So basically, they're telling me you just have to monitor it, check how you're bleeding. If the bleeding gets worse, come back in. If not, keep your appointments. And yeah, so now I'm not really enjoying my pregnancy because I'm just on edge. Like I have my stomach hurts now, and I'm thinking, is it because of this? Is it because of that? And I'm trying so hard not to think, but I have faith. I know that God is going to see me through. So it's so much easier to just be like, don't panic. So I'm trying not to panic. I'm trying not to think negatively, and I know it's going to be okay. So um, yeah. So I just thought I'd update you guys and then let you know what is going on, and things are okay, and things are okay, and things are looking up, and I pray that they continue to look up, and everything is going to be fine. Basically, I'm not gonna come on here with a sob story about how something happened. It's not happening that way. Nope, 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 nope. So yeah, but let me end on a lighter note. Oh yeah, so a few days before this happened, I did a photo shoot, and shout out to Jeffrey because so obviously Jeffrey doesn't know I'm pregnant. Well, no one then knew I was pregnant, so knows that I'm pregnant. So he just kept telling me to suck my gut in. So he kept going. So like in my head, I'm thinking I haven't put on weight. It's not that bad. But the guy gave me all these tight dresses. So every time we take a picture, he was like, Dolapo, Dolapo, Dolapo. Like, hold your gut in, hold your gut in. And I was just thinking, oh my days, if only I could just turn around and say, yeah. And the funny thing is, so I would try and hold it in, and it would last like 2 seconds, and my stomach would just go, plop. I just come out like this little, I mean, there's nothing here. Let me not say there's nothing here. But, see, it's not really, I mean, that is really more from eating a lot of carbs, because that's all I'm craving. But, anyway, so yeah. I will speak to you guys soon, and take care of yourselves.